Welcome back. This is going to be one of my favorite designs. It's so simple, but so effective. It's basically like the hidden doorway to nowhere. It's got a whole bunch of different names, but it's when you have like the classic door that goes in, the little staircase goes into the dark thing, you don't know where it goes. It's a really cool way to add an extra depth into a design. And it's just really simple and effective to do. I just love doing it. You can make it more decorative, but I'm going to show you the basic structure of how to draw one right now. So yeah, I'm using iPad Pro and this is Procreate. I'm using simple brushes that you already have. So you've seen me 100 times before. I've got monoline, which is in the calligraphy section, technical pencil, which is in the sketching section, technical pen, which is in the inking section, soft airbrushes in the airbrush section, and the medium nozzle, which is in the spray paint section. That's a mouthful. But you already have these. These are pre-built into Procreate, so you already have every single thing I'm using. We're going to start off with a sketching pencil. I'm going to stick a deep red. Now, to make this really simple, I'm just going to quickly go up here, click on Canvas, click Drawing Guides. So you just turn on this little button, which is on Canvas. So click here, click here, click here, and then click Edit Drawing Guide. And real simple, just come all the way down to where it says Symmetry. Click on this, and it's already got this one on here, which is going to be on the options, Vertical. Nice and simple. So now when we draw one side, it draws on both sides. If it doesn't do that, it's because you don't have assisted turned on. So if you create layers up here, so this layer hasn't got assisted on, so we click on it, click on layer, and click on drawing assist, it will now draw both sides. If that hasn't got on there, it means it's not going to draw both sides. That's simple. So here we go. We're going to start off with just creating this nice rectangular shape. So I'm just going to sketch this roughly in like so. Once you have the rectangle, I'm just going to create this curve at the top. So we've kind of got the archway. Once you have this, I'm now going to create a secondary line, which pretty much comes around this outside like so. So I create a stone wall around the outside. I'm going to create this rectangular part at the bottom. Another little bit. And possibly something down there. And now I'm going to click this off. So drawing assist, I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to bring a line that cuts across here. And then cuts off there. A line above it. And it's going to cut off there. And each one's going to progressively go backwards. So we're creating a staircase. And the staircase will literally go to nowhere pretty much. It just fades off. So it's a really cool kind of illusion kind of tattoo design. And it's really fun. I'm going to put a circle in here because I'm probably going to add like a moon in here. I always like to add a moon or something. You can just leave it black if you want. But what I like to do now is I'm going to create that circle in there and I'm going to create another circle on the inside. Click and hold. Just bring that down a little bit just so I can have that rough kind of guide. So now I can have my crescent kind of moon kind of shape in there. Now I'm going to quickly go back up in here and just turn that drawing assist back on. So you can make this really simple and just kind of make these kind of brick bits. I mean, you can pretty much do it like this if you want to, but what I'd like to do is kind of the brickwork, make it sort of stony. It just kind of gives a really cool kind of vibe to it. So I'm just going to create these little lines like this, which are going to separate this. Just keep it nice and even, roughly all the way around, like so. And then what I like to do sometimes, just add a little extra detail. So I'm going to create this little section maybe which kind of fits in this gap. And then I can make this pattern a little bit different. So I'm going to add little lines just in these bits here. And this bit might be a little bit more straighter. And then this one could be a bit more kind of stone edge. So I make these lines a little bit more sort of like jaggedy as it goes around. But real simple. So now we're going to create a layer just above it. Click drawing assist on this one. Let's go black. And now just switch to monoline. So it's this beautiful line. It's nice and even thickness. And it just looks amazing. No need to change it. It is literally perfection as it is. So to start off with, let's start off with this bottom part here. So we had this initial bit here, and I want to make this look nice and kind of stone effect. So I don't want it to be nice, crisp, clean edge. We're going to make it definitely a little bit wonky and a little bit wavy, like so. And then off the edge bit there, we're going to connect again, like so. Like so. So we've got this nice kind of sort of like stony looking kind of base, bit uneven, but it adds to the character of it. And then what I'm going to do is make it the same thing with these. So these two ones here are going to be nice and kind of wavy, like so. And then these ones here, I am going to make nice and straight, just to kind of like break up the symmetry a bit. Cut these lines across. Like so. Now I'm just going to get those little lines up the center of these, just for a bit of extra detailing. Like so. And these ones up here, again, these ones are going to be more like the wavy kind of lines, going a bit more stony. We will put like a little kind of crack effect in them as well, just to kind of make them more stony. But this will do the trick. just like that. And now I'm going to turn off the drawing assist just for a second so I can get these stairs in here. These stairs are going to make nice and straight, so I'm going to bring them across. Just like so. Just repeat this until they're pretty much all in there. It's that simple. Voila. And now let's get our crescent moon in here. So let's bring in this circular shape like this. And now we have this guy, just bring this around so we're like roughly in that line and connect it up. Perfect. Crescent moon is in there. Now looking at it, I don't feel like it needs this bottom part. You can always add this bottom part if you want to. So if you turn on the drawing assist again, you could always add like a secondary set. You can break it off and stuff. I'm looking at it and I think I like it how it is. So I'm just going to skip that one. Don't want that bit in there. So I'm going to turn off the sketchwork now. And I'm going to create a layer above it and I'm going to select my line. I'm going to shrink this down now so it's a much thinner little line. I'm just going to add some little crack effects in here now. So it's going to create this kind of little wavy bit. So it's going to crack off here maybe. Nothing too crazy. And keep it simple, you know, like it's like traditional kind of style. So it's almost like cartoony. We don't want it to be like too serious. Yeah, quite like that. And then again, might just put a few little up here. Nothing too much. And I recommend not using the parallel bit for this because it just looks a bit weird when they're perfectly symmetric. You know, sometimes asymmetry is the key. That does it pretty nice for me. I like that. So we're going to click on this and now click on reference. So click on layer, click reference. So now every time we select, it's going to select from within that. If we have them linked, so just merge them together. You can pinch them together and merge them. There we go. And now have that one selected as reference. Or rather, create a layer above. And now if we drag and drop, it's going to just draw within that area, just like so. We can select, and it's going to select any area we pick now. And it just makes it really easy when you're trying to shade the areas. That's simple. So, layer below. And now we are going to literally drag and drop this one on here. I'm going to go and select purple. And I'm going to select my medium nozzle airbrush now. So we're going to start doing this. Now, what I like to do, just for fun, you can have it pitch black, you know, but I find pitch black is a bit typical, a bit boring sometimes. So I'm just going to get this nice kind of lavender. I'm just going to create this little tone just by the stairs. So it just separates it a little bit. Nothing too insane. And I might make a little kind of white one just on the corner of the stairs, just there. Just breaks it up. It just makes it a little bit more interesting. Without going too crazy. So I'm going to get my shape now. And on these stairs here, I'm just going to go like diagonal. So I'm going to go diagonal there. Diagonal there. Diagonal there. Diagonal there. And a little bit just there. You can then, if you want, select all of them and just put a little bit up and down, just so you've got a bit more just on that corner, which I quite like to do sometimes. Just gives like a really nice effect for the stairs. And now I'm going to select these two and these two. And now the reason I'm selecting those two, and I'm going to click now and click drawing assist so I can do both sides at the same time. So now I'm going to put a bit of shadow just on the top bit here, a bit of shadow on there. Now because I had just those selected, it means I didn't draw on the other two. So now I can click the other two, shade them, and it just speeds the workflow up. Work smarter, not harder. So now we got that. I'm just going to select some random bits just throughout here, like so. And I'm just going to get some of these edges. You can't really go wrong with this part, you know, it's like turn off drawing assist, otherwise you will go wrong. And just pick off some of the edges, you know, because we want to kind of like that little kind of crack effect. So we kind of want certain areas to kind of be picked out. And then just select some of the other ones. And again, just kind of come off the opposite edges a little bit. You know, a lot of people kind of overthink this, you know, but honestly, you can just kind of randomize it and it just looks really cool. So down here, I'm just going to select these ones to begin with. Just going to go there around that edge, around that bottom. And then here I'm going to select there. There. And again, it's going to come this way. I'm going to come from that way. And from this way. From there. From there. And lastly, just select there, and there. And just put a little bit on those. So just try and find a side that hasn't really got any shade on. And just work from there pretty much. Really nice and simple. I'm liking how this is looking. So now I'm just going to go here. I'm going to go yellow. I'm going to drag that because I want that in that moon. I might just add a little bit of color in here just to make things a little bit fun. So I'm just going to select some reds in this part. I might go to that yellow, shrink this down just a little bit. I mean, not that this is really needed. It's going to create a layer below actually, just so it's just underneath the shadow. Yeah, sometimes it is adding a bit too much, but I'm just giving you guys an option. And I'm enjoying this. I don't want to finish colouring it just yet. And that does it, people. That's how you draw a Stairway to Nowhere. Like I said, it's a really fun design. You can kind of throw into anything. You can always have something else coming in here. You can have flames coming out of it and other random sort of bits and bobs. But that's the basic concept for it. But yeah, play around, people. And if you like it, make sure you check out videos. This is one of like a couple of hundred, over 100 or so I'm doing. I'm not sure which number this one is. Probably started at the beginning of the video, but I thought it was in bulk, so you can kind of get a gist. But yeah, this is fun. Check out my videos. Subscribe, follow to see more people. I'm Thebrokenpuppet, and I'll see you next time. Peace.